This news program is proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods, celebrating 90 years in PNG.
President Novak will be an advocate for PNG in the European Union. Somare Institute of Leadership and Governance to undergo reforms. And youths thought important job hunting skills. Good evening, this is National Emtv News. I'm Malcolm Wyra. Thank you for joining us. President of Hungary, Katalin Novak, indicated that she will be an advocate of Papua New Guinea next year when she resumes her chairmanship at the European Union.
It brings to us two.
Prime Minister James Marape announced that during his bilateral meeting with President Novak, she indicated that she will be an advocate for Papua New Guinea in the European Union.
And so with our strong collaboration with French President, His Excellency Emmanuel Macron, with her, it brings to us two head of states who are now close friends of Papua New Guinea in the European Union bloc of nations.
According to Prime Minister Marape, the European Union is a powerful bloc which buys our tuna, coffee, oil palm, and they also support us in some of our bilateral efforts. He said, currently we are accessing support from the European Union to build hospitals.
We, through European Union facilities, we built Wewak Hospital, we did retire Goroko Hospital, and other hospitals that are on foot. We're accessing that from European Union facilities. Her chairmanship in European Union next year would be an important pointer to continue point Europe to existence of Papua New Guinea in the middle of the Indo-Pacific focus of contemporary big nations here in this part of the world.
Prime Minister Marape said they also conversed on biodiversity, which President Novak has offered to participate with the President of France to be an advocate for our forest. Louis Maingu, National Emtv News.
In another interesting discussion made during the bilateral meeting between Hungary and PNG, Prime Minister James Marape indicated that PNG is willing to open the visa arrangements to temporarily house the skilled displaced persons from war-affected areas, which are Hungary's neighboring countries.
Papua is willing to pick up doctors, teachers, engineers who may be displaced in the Ukraine war displacements. If there anyone who need a temporary home, we're willing to open up visa arrangements to pick up any who are displaced through war out there, who have skills, who are looking for a third home before going back or finding permanent residency elsewhere, just like we did with the Australian asylum seekers. We also extended that message through her. She'll be taken back to Europe as she travels back.
In a press conference yesterday, Prime Minister James Marape announced that the government will sponsor 50 students from the grade 12 graduating class of 2023, with the 50 scholarships offered by the President of Hungary to study in Hungarian universities.
Played a big part.
Regarding the commitment made by the President of Hungary for the 50 scholarships for PNG students to study in Hungary, which will be fully funded by the Hungarian government. In support of that, Prime Minister James Marape has announced yesterday that PNG government will also sponsor another 50 students, so 100 students will get the opportunity to study in Hungary.
I just made commitment that our own government will match another 50. And we'll send top 100 students from our grade 12 graduating class this year into that program in Hungary.
Prime Minister Marape said they will pick the best 50 students out of the STEM program that is already in place.
So we'll maximize the 50. We'll pick up the 50 best students that come out through the STEM program we already have in place. Maths and science program. 50 of them will complement the first batch we've now dispatched to USA. For the next year, second batch, thank goodness her country is sponsoring 50 of them, full sponsorship.
Prime Minister Marape said they will also work with the Hungarian ambassador to Australia in Canberra to identify what skills need to be studied.
They've offered 50 scholarship space for Papua New Guinean students to go and study in the universities. She did indicate in what areas her country has special skills in, especially in waterway management, water management areas. We'll also work with her ambassador in Canberra who looks after PNG to identify what we also need.
Prime Minister James Marape appreciates President Katalin Novak for this arrangement, which will greatly benefit Papua New Guinea in the long run. Louis Maingu, National Emtv News.
During the bilateral meeting with President Katalin Novak, Prime Minister James Marape discussed business connections with President Novak, which she encouraged the agriculture producers to establish business ties in the market in Hungary.
Bringing more business from her country into PNG, and of course, she also encouraged for our producers, especially agricultural producers, to find their way into her market. Although it is far, but she did indicate that if there are any opportunity to sell our produce to a market, she's willing to pick up their advanced economy in the top 50 nations in as far as economy size is concerned.
Chief Executive Officer of the Somare Institute of Leadership and Governance, Michael Barobe, announced to the media yesterday that some changes are expected to eventuate in the coming years and announced the reform of courses offered at the institution. This announcement was made during the MOU signing between the Western Provincial Administration in Port Moresby.
According to the CEO, SILAG is reforming, adding that the training products and services for public service will change so to be on par with the government's policies. Mr. Barobe further elaborated on the changes expected.
The training products and services that we have for public service are also changing. We are reforming. We are doing auditing to our courses, current courses, to see they must be in par with the current government policies, so that our people must be trained to implement those policies.
Mr. Barobe then announced the formation of what he described to be a very unique course that is offered at the institution, where a total of 20 departmental heads are currently participating in, with the aim to enable competency in improving departmental performance. Barobe further emphasized on some of the changes in other courses.
Simply giving competency to the head of departments to perform well at the various departments where they are. And we also have realigned our courses here from Certificate 2, which is used to be called an induction program, then to a Certificate 3 called a graduate development program, then to a middle level Certificate 4 in government, what used to be a certificate in middle management. Then we have got diploma programs and advanced diploma programs.
Mr. Barobe announced that the Institute wants to have a degree program where by 2027 and beyond, this SILAG will become a university for public service as per the MTD-P4. Sharon Engnui, National Emtv News.
National Emtv News continues after the break with more stories. Stay with us. You're watching National Emtv News. A one-day workshop was held on the finalization of the Environmental Social Impact Assessment for Gudpela Solwara and Gudpela Business Program to also start pipeline development for the Blue Accelerator Program that is funded and facilitated by the United Nations Development Program in partnership with the Conservation, Environment and Protection Authority in Kimbe, West New Britain.
So now you
According to UNDP, the blue economy, also known as the ocean economy, is valued at around $1.5 trillion per year, making it the seventh largest economy in the world. It is set to double by 2030. Small island and developing states such as PNG have vast ocean resources at their disposal, presenting a huge opportunity to boost their economic growth and tackle unemployment, food insecurity, and poverty. Yet they also have the most to lose from the degradation of marine resources. In PNG, the blue economy is developing but currently struggles to attract financing due to a confluence of factors, including a lack of knowledge about the blue economy, amongst others. Putting the health of the reef first can be a surprisingly good model for the so-called blue businesses. The Gutla Solwara Gutla Business UNDP-UNCDF joint program seeks to demonstrate this model's viability by supporting local blue enterprises, leveraging local skills, and ultimately unlocking private capital from domestic and international sources. The program is funded by the Global Fund for Coral Reefs, a blended finance instrument for mobilizing action and resources to protect and restore coral reef ecosystems, and a joint SDG fund. These workshops aim to gather information from a broad variety of stakeholders with a role to play in the blue economy. The first training involves interns and data collectors nominated by the Provincial Fisheries Authority and the National Conservation and Environmental Protection Authority. Sharon Engnui, National Emtv News.
Yesterday, 17 lucky children were enrolled at Bukbilon Pikinini's early childhood education program made a field trip to Hastings Deering to inspect heavy vehicles used for construction and mining across PNG. Bukbilon Pikinini seeks to show the children where the education might take them and has created a When I Grow Up series of books.
The children inspected a Caterpillar D11T and other heavy-duty vehicles and also learned about what it takes to drive such heavy vehicles and had an opportunity to get inside a simulator to see for themselves. A book was also launched during the field trip called When I Grow Up I Want to Be a Heavy Equipment Operator, which was created in partnership with Hastings Deering in 2022 and is very popular among children enrolled in Bukbilon Pikini's early childhood education program. Hastings Deering has been generously supporting Bukbilon Pikini since 2012, which has included supporting a library learning center to be established at UPNG, as well as generous storage capability for BBP's books at their compound. Tamara Agavi, National Emtv News.
About 30 former grade 12 students from the 14 Mile in the Limo Urban Ward 4 of Koyari, just outside Port Moresby, today received practical hints and tips on effective job hunting.
Facilitated by Project Yumi Inc. under its Project Walk Youth Empowerment Program. The half-day program taught the young participants important aspects of resume writing, job search strategies, preparation for interview, and important social skills for making a good impression. Project Walk voluntary project manager and facilitator Don Robinson expressed the importance of the program.
I hope you find that as a little bit of inspiration for you in terms of putting in some effort today to learn the skills that we are going to be teaching you and coaching you on, but also to make sure that you follow through from the training and complete writing your resume and then start your job search and to find opportunities for you to transition into full-time work.
Following a similar program held in February this year, this is the second community-based program held in the area, made possible following requests by community project facilitator Roy Lassa, who expressed that with the skills imparted by this program, 6 participants of the previous program secured jobs.
February no first the training will come giving. So time will come giving will mangi come line me some 6 to mangi will pani walk. Me talk more now look come but we got work commitment also. Look at coming up. So when we look in need in the community we big blow. It's la need blow. Some kind training help him all give him strong low can face him slow well can find him walking. Our family blow right and stuff also.
In support to this program, community leaders were encouraged to work with the following participants by assisting to help finalize their resumes and securing a job. The program took place at the Kobu Primary at 14 Mile, Limo Urban in Ward 4 of Koyari Central Province. Natasha Voy, National, MTV News.
Deputy Secretary Policy and Reforms with the Department of Personnel Management, Mr. Ellison Kalimet, revealed that public servants in the country will now have access to a life and medical insurance scheme that will benefit and cover public servants throughout the country. This announcement was made at the DPM Reforms Workshop in Kokopo, Eastern Britain Province.
Asked by this newsroom to provide an overview of the current public service life and medical insurance scheme in Papua New Guinea, this is what the Deputy Secretary, Ellison Kalimet, had to say.
Since independence, Papua New Guinea did not have any medical and life insurance cover for all these public servants. And life cover and medical insurance is a very important component in terms of insuring our public servants.
He further explained the eligibility for the scheme and elaborated on the specific criteria that employees need to meet.
Compulsory for all our public servants to be insured under this insurance scheme. So it's the coverage will cover all public servants, and then later on for all those other unions that have got their own insurance scheme in place, we'll continue to negotiate with them and communicate with them for them to better understand this public service insurance cover. So
Kalimet revealed that due to the existing challenges in the current scheme, the government is addressing it step by step.
The Maraperoso government, in their wisdom, they noted that public servants have been struggling. It has been become very difficult for public servants to afford for medical bills. So that's why they directed the Department of Personnel Management to come up with this medical and life insurance scheme. And that formed one of our key result areas for our minister and for our secretary. So in 2021, there was a policy submission that was done by the department to National Executive Council, which was approved and directed the Department of Personnel Management to take those steps to address and also modernize the terms and conditions of our public service. So that was one of the major initiatives that this department is embarking on, and that is to look after the welfare of our public servants.
Furthermore, Deputy Secretary Kalimet said a circular instruction will be circulated to inform public service about the national medical and life insurance policy. Natasha Voy, National, MTV News.
The old union office of the PNG Nurses Association has finally seen some paint after years of neglect. The current management has reinvested funds from the nurses' subscription to back-fund the cost of refurbishment, extension of the building, and a new brick fencing that has deteriorated due to negligence over the years.
PNGNA was incorporated as a union on the 12th of December 1972 by the then Registrar of PNG Industrial Organization, Mr. Bunam Lembet Damon, becoming one of the oldest unions in the country. The union then moved into the current office shortly after that, thus becoming the voice of all nurses from that humble beginning. National President Mr. Frederick Kebai has welcomed the new facelift to give nurses hope for the future and the legacy that future executives will strive to excel and enhance the work and aspirations of all nurses going into the future. The President also acknowledged the contribution by the then Industrial Registrar, Mr. Bunam Lembet Damon, for his wisdom, and also the present Miss Helen Saleau, Meanwhile, Mr. Kebai also announced the three-day National Union Congress starting from Monday, the 30th of October to Wednesday, the 1st of November 2023. Amanda Ilaitia, National Emtv News.
Being the first district to venture into the avocado business, Kainan 2 in the Eastern Highlands province yesterday saw the official launch of the district's avocado project.
Okay. Officially launched by Eastern Highlands Governor Simon Sia, Kainan 2 MP William Hagahuno described avocados as an important cash crop that has huge value and significant demand in other countries around the world. He said avocados can encourage our farmers to make more money to support their daily living. The MP said they will work closely with NARI and the Fresh Produce Development Agency, or FPDA, to find and establish good market that local farmers will benefit from. He said the focus is to ensure large-scale farming of avocado supply must be consistent and stable, expressing that all a farmer can do is bring avocados and sell to the district project team. He took the time to urge all the youths to go back to their land and make use of it. More than 3,000 seedlings of avocados were made available freely for farmers to register and take to plant. Governor Sia described the avocados as a sleeping giant million industry and wants his people to invest time and effort in agriculture. He expressed that in the recent years, leaders and the successive government put more focus on other cash crops like coffee, cocoa, copra, tea and spices. To emphasize his support, Governor Sia committed 100,000 kina to Kainan 2 DDA to support the avocado project and program. Natasha Voy, National MTV News.
National MTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. In a quick run for sports, in preparations for the South Pacific Games in Honiara this November, PNG has assisted Solomon Islands in setting up the venues for the Games. This announcement was made by the Prime Minister James Marape yesterday.
Regarding the South Pacific Games that will be hosted by the Solomon Islands next month, PNG, which will send a youth contingent to take part, has helped the host to prepare the venues for the Games.
We have assisted in our own small way the stadium or that in Solomon Islands. We'll be sending a big contingent to go and support the Pacific Games. We're preparing for the Pacific Games. I want to commend all the athletes who are preparing. Wherever you are prepared well, your government will ensure that you travel there to participate in the Pacific Games that is coming up.
Prime Minister Marape also acknowledges Australia and thanks the taxpayers and government for staging the Pacific Test for Rugby League. He said the last game of the tournament is this weekend, which Fiji Bati will take on PNG Kumuls.
The two Melanesian brothers will go head-to-head. May the best team win. I'm the Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea. I wish PNG Kumul victory also, but nonetheless, I'm the big brother of the Pacific. Fiji are also my brothers and sisters there, so I wish them also all the very best.
Marape urged both teams to play with true Pacific spirit. He added, at the end of the game, PNG will host a social gathering for the players to appreciate Fiji for being with us for 2 weeks. Louis Maingu, Trukai Sports.
After 9 weeks of competitions, the corporate dart competition in Port Moresby today saw its grand final. 8 teams played for the Kundu Plate, Bowl and Cup trophies this afternoon.
Facilitated by the National Capital District Dart Association, the competition saw participation from 20 corporate teams in the nation's capital over a period of 9 weeks. The competition's chair lady Isabel Nana elaborated on this.
This Corporate Dart Challenge was an initiative of the NCDDA Dart Association here in Port Moresby. We've partnered with the Car Club to use their venue to have these games on. We started in August this year with 2 games of pre-season, and after the 2 weeks of pre-season, we started into a proper season. Basically, we have 20 companies who signed up. Our registration was 2,500 for one company.
Emphasizing on the purpose of this tournament was the Vice President of the NCD Darts Association, Anthony Caleb.
Primary focus was to allow organizations to come in, participate in a social sport. It's not just a game, but in the corporate sense, we wanted them to enjoy the sport in a much more relaxing, competition, away from a more serious competition that we run under the NCD Darts Association.
Vice President Caleb added that although the Dart Association had been in existence for around 2 decades now, the corporate dart competition was an initiative that just started and expressed that it kicked off well. He expressed further that he hoped the tournament can be more going forward.
Refocus or repurpose corporate darts, so we have more higher purpose in terms of trying to support those that may be in need of some kind of assistance, whether it be health, education, and other, social aspects that, may be somewhat challenging for those people. So that would be one direction where the association would be heading for.
The final saw KMS Medics go up against BSP Bulls for the plate, PNG Customs versus Coca-Cola for the Kundu, Moniplus versus the LESA for the bowl, and BPNG Arrows versus Mighty NSLS for the cup. The major sponsor of the event is SB Brewery and the Car Club. Natasha Voy, Chukai Sports.
And in netball, the PNG Peppers maintained a winning streak by claiming victory over their 5th match in the Myrxus Nations Cup 2023, going through to the grand final. The Peppers beat Cook Islands 58-46 in yesterday's match. The Myrxus Nations Cup is now into its grand final. The finals for the Rugby World Cup begins now with the battle for bronze between England and Argentina.
The battle for bronze saw England victorious with just a 3-point advantage over Argentina, 26 points to 23.
Farrell, Smith, and here's Ben Earl at pace. Ben Earl!
Although a very hectic show of sportsmanship in the playoff, a penalty was all it took to give flight to the Red Rose to 3rd place in the 2023 Rugby World Cup Championship.
Owen Farrell adds an extra 3 points for England.
Not a place Team England aspired to end up, but after losing to South Africa in the previous match, this is an achievement to savour for the 2023 championship. Earning himself the MasterCard player of the match was England flanker Sam Underhill, who shared that the team just stuck to their game plan and refused to panic till the last hooter. He expressed that the team did not quite got the job done last week, but the Red Rose wanted to finish the tournament right. Now the world awaits the playoff between the mighty All Blacks and the defending champion, South Africa. The grand final in the Rugby World Cup will see the South Africa Springboks or the New Zealand Kiwis walking home as the 2023 champions. The grand final will be on Emtv tomorrow at 5 a.m. and the replay at 9 p.m. Natasha Voy, Chukai Sports.
That ends Chukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Chukai Sports. Chukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
The weather forecast for the next 24 hours. For the southern region, Port Moresby City, cloudy with few rain showers and drizzles. Daru, a shower or two. Kerama, Alatoa and Popondetta, few showers. To the Momase region, Ley City, few showers. Medeng, a shower or two. Wewak and Vanimo, few showers and possible thunderstorms. To the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Kavieng, rain showers and rain drizzles. Kokopan Rabaul, cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Kimbe, partly cloudy with possible shower or two. Buka, few showers and thunderstorms. To the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City, rain showers and thunderstorms. Goroka and Kundiawa, few showers and possible thunderstorms. Mendi and Wabek, some showers and possible thunderstorms.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Saturday, the 28th of October, 2023. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods, celebrating 90 years in PNG.